Hello, welcome to TopBond TV. It's your man Ike once again. Thank you for tuning in, and I say welcome and welcome and welcome. I want to thank you about one thing. Thank you for staying safe. Okay, if you are not there, TopBond TV wouldn't be there. So thank you. Those of you who comment and then criticize, some of you motivate and all of that, it's actually helping a lot. It's helping me to be a better person. So thank you for always commenting and then suggesting and criticizing and all of that. It helps to put me in a very good shape. All comments, criticisms, and all of that is welcome. Okay, I hear whatever that you say, and then it's working so far. All right, thank you. The last time somebody suggested something after the last video, somebody suggested if we could go through yeast infection. I thought about it. I think it's actually a very good topic to treat, yeast infection. It's mostly about ladies, but I think it's also okay for men to know, so that just in case you can teach your kids, and then you can actually teach your wives as well. So it's actually a topic for all, not just for the ladies. Okay, now yeast infection. Let's talk about yeast infection really quick. Oh, and before even I go there, somebody also suggested the last time after the video, like, you are doing very well, but I think you will need a studio very soon. Yes, I'm working on a studio. It's gonna happen very soon. It's just a matter of time. A few months, it's gonna happen. Okay, so thank you for that heads up. It's gonna happen. I've already thought about it, and very soon we will have a studio. TopBond TV. Slow but sure, we are getting there. Okay, we are getting there. Now let's talk about yeast infection. What is yeast infection? It is an infection of the vagina and tissues at the opening of the vagina. When I say the opening of the vagina, I mean the vulva. Okay, how does it happen? How does yeast infection happen? Let me explain this to you. For every lady, you have a hormone called estrogen. This estrogen helps a bacteria, which is a good bacteria, to grow in the vagina. Now, what this good bacteria does is it kills harmful organisms in the vagina, and it keeps the woman or the lady healthy. This good bacteria is called Lactobacilli. So the Lactobacilli is found in the vagina. Some of you might have heard that the vagina cleanses itself, right? This work is done by the Lactobacilli, and it is the hormone estrogen that helps this bacteria to grow. It is the responsibility of this bacteria to kill harmful organisms in the vagina. And by so doing, it keeps the woman healthy. Now, in a situation whereby there is, a balance, there's an unbalance in, the good bacteria, which is the Lactobacilli. When I say when there is an unbalance, I simply means that when there is less of these good bacteria in the vagina, then a fungus called Candida starts growing uncontrollably. When it starts growing uncontrollably, guess what? It causes the yeast infection. How does it even grow uncontrollably? It grows when there is not enough of the good bacteria, which is the Lactobacilli, to fight the fungus. So that's how they grow, and then you will have the yeast infection. Now, I'll tell you this. Signs and symptoms of the yeast infection. How would you know if you have the yeast infection? This condition can cause inflammation, intense itchiness, and thick white discharge from the vagina. So if you're a lady and then when you wear your panty and then you see that, there's this thick whitish fluid coming out of your vagina, wetting your pants. If you have any, swelling at the opening of your vagina, and if your vagina actually itches, you might probably have yeast infection and you have to do something about it. These are some of the basic signs and symptoms of yeast infection. You may probably have either 2 of the 3, or you may have all the 3, or you may even have more than the 3. But when you see these 3 in the symptoms, you may have to find treatment. How do we treat this? Because this is caused by fungus, then you will need anti-fungal drugs or cream to treat this. We have so many antifungal drugs and then creams in the market. You wouldn't know which one to buy, so you will have to see your doctor for a prescription on which one to use, depending on your situation. Okay? You have to also know that when this happens, when you don't treat it quickly, then it could get worse. When it's just started, let's say you just saw the symptoms, you just realized the symptoms, in mild situations, you could just use the antifungal drugs or cream for, let's say, 1 to 3 days, and then you'll be fine. But in extreme or complicated cases, it may take several days, long-term treatment to actually get to the bottom of this. So, my ladies, when you have or when you realize any of these symptoms, I will entreat you to see your primary health care doctor, your PCP, or your OBGYN. Treat it as soon as possible before it gets worse. Some of these, when it gets worse or when it gets too complicated, it could even affect your reproductive system. Ladies, take good care of yourself. Yeast infection is real. Don't let it get worse before you treat it. Okay? It's never too late. Start now. Start knowing yourself. Know when there is a change in you or not, and then treat it as soon as possible. I hope this actually, explains some of the questions that you might have about yeast infection. Until then, we will meet again. Have a very good day, and thank you for watching. God bless.